Okay, welcome to today's discussion. We're going to talk about the 42 months and the coming of the Son of Man. So, to do that, we're going to start with a quote from Moroni, found in Ether, chapter 8. And he's speaking to the Gentiles because he saw our day, right? And he warns about murderous combinations that would be among the Gentiles. And he says, for it cometh to pass that whosoever buildeth it up seeketh to overthrow the freedom of all lands, nations, and countries. Okay, so I think that's kind of what we're dealing with today. If you're really watching what's going on, it's not that hard to see. Next, we go to John in Revelation 13. And what's really interesting here, in verse 7, he says, and the power was given unto him over all kingdoms and tongues and nations. That sounds a lot like what Moroni was saying, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does. And then, up here in verse 4, we learn about the dragon and the beast. And, the beast is able to do all things. And it says, who is able to make war with him? Who's going to win? And basically, no one can. At least not among us mortals. And then in verse 5, it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And so what John's telling us here is that these secret combinations, the Gadianton robbers, the globalists, whatever you want to call them, they're going to gain power, but their power is going to reach an apex, and that apex is going to last 42 months. Okay? And then some interesting things follow that. So now let's go and see what Daniel has to say about this. We notice down here in verse 25, he says, and they shall be given unto his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So what you have is a year times, 2 years times, and the dividing of time. So 3.5 years. And sorry, but I have to use my other hand because I just can't make my finger go there otherwise. Okay, and so the other thing that we learn about this period of time, we get from these verses up here. And I beheld the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the Ancient of Days came. So he's going to prevail, as we've mentioned, 42 months, but, and until the Ancient of Days comes. And judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Okay. So let's go on and read a little bit more of what Daniel talks about in chapter 7. And I saw in the night's vision, and beheld one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven. As in this picture right here, the clouds of heaven are the second coming. And came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom. And all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion was an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So all of this is connected very tightly with the second coming. Okay, now we move on to Daniel chapter 12. Let's just start reading in verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. So there's deliverance that's associated with this 42 months and the coming of Adam and those who come with him. And we find something particularly interesting in verses 5, 6, and 7. In verse 5 and 6, we learn of three individuals. Two of them reside on opposing sides of a river. The man clothed in linen is upon the waters of this river. As it turns out, one of the individuals on the bank of the river proposes a question to the man clothed in linen, which is, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Okay, and so we go to 7 and we get his answer. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he had held up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that there shall be a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And so, there you have it. It's that 42 months. The time, times, and a half. And when that happens, Adam and those who come with him will come and deliver us. So let's go on to the summation. Okay, and so number 1, the beast prevailed only until the Ancient of Days came, and that marked the end. The 42 months takes us right up to the events of Adam on Diamond and the coming of the Bridegroom. The prophecy of the 42 months is likely the most precise predictor of the coming of the Bridegroom in Scripture. 4. Michael will have a role in delivering the saints from this time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Okay, so I hope I've done a good job in connecting the dots for you on this. It really is very important for our generation to understand this. So, thanks for watching.